Perfect. So we are live now on Instagram and YouTube. Happy Tuesday evening, everybody. Appreciate all you guys jumping on. I know you guys had a lot of things to do, and the fact that you're taking your time to be here this lovely Tuesday evening means the world to me. So just wanted to give a quick shout out to everybody who jumped on. We have Top Class Solar LLC. So we have a nice solar company, Renewable Energies. Appreciate you. Stelman, my brother, good to see you. Snow Brownie, Hemi 57, Hayden Jones, VRL 514, Richie Harris, Montoyada, Fix It All Electric, Custom and Quality, Sakistua, Third World Edition. Appreciate all you guys for jumping on. We're also on Instagram Live as well as YouTube Live. So happy Tuesday evening, everybody. Welcome to our masterclass. For many people today, if this is your first time visiting, we go over different business processes that you can implement to your own business to help systemize, to help get your business to where it wants to be. And we understand that all begins with your definition of success. That defines where are you working towards? What are you accomplishing? What are you solving for? So for many people jumping on their first time into business, they want to understand on how to make money. Yes, but it goes so far beyond the income. So we have to understand, hey, how do you make processes? How do you make systems? How do you make SOPs? How do you make QCs? How do you have your company work for you so you can now delegate your task and use your time differently? So there's so many things that are all tied in with business. That's what this class is about. It's a Q&A session, very light. But today I wanted to talk about systems. Systems when it comes to a hard skill industry, as we all are in skill trades, blue collar, especially when it's either in construction or any of its specialty trades. So if this is your first masterclass, appreciate all you guys jumping on in. Let's get into it. So sorry, I printed something like 4 hours ago and my printer said it's not responding. So my printer was telling me it was not responding before. It said wait, and it just decided to print. So that was kind of freaky. But today we're going to talk about how to develop systems. If you guys notice on my stories, I asked, do you have systems in place in your business, or are you having issues developing systems? And the majority of you said yes. And I wanted to break that process down for you. But before I do that, I wanted to give a story. When I first came into contracting, it was in 2018. 2018 is when I started my electrical contracting business. And just like everybody else, that first year, it's the ups and downs. I feel like a lot of you guys can relate that I probably still have PTSD from those first few years of business, because you did the ultimate jump. You took the risk on yourself, quit your job, and now you're running your own operation. And you're trying to figure out, how do I keep this thing afloat? How do I make sure I have money? How do I make sure I care for my family at the end of the day? And just like the majority of you guys, very few of you guys jumped into business with no wife, no kids, no home. It's like business alone wasn't difficult. Now you had to throw that next caveat on top. You had to throw in your family. You had to throw in your home. You had to throw in a livelihood, people that you're responsible for. And we know that's the part that freaks a lot of people out. But just like that first year for everybody, you're stuck doing everything. You're stuck doing the paperwork. You're stuck looking for the work. You're stuck actually doing the work. And then after that, balancing the books, balancing the communication, balancing the referrals, and then looking for the next job for the next day. So many people run into this headache. So many people run into these hardships that we don't know what to do. So we just start getting comfortable with doing everything. And one, that is very, very, very encouraging. You now know every facet of your job. You may not be perfect at every facet of the job, but at least you know what you need to do, basically at a baseline, to keep operations moving. So those hardships, those ups and downs, those good, bad, and uglies, those years of uncertainty actually do you wonders, because you now know what it takes to maintain and keep your business moving. Now, is that the way you should handle yourself forever? Well, it goes back to our intro. Everyone has a different definition of success. For some, it's, hey, just make enough money to get by. Others, they want to grow. Others have a certain amount that they want to hit per year. Depending on that amount, dictates how hard they work. There's some guys out there who are working 1, 2, 3 days of the week, and that's all they need, and they're comfortable. Once again, they just want to offset and have work-life balance. They just want to offset what they did at their normal job and just earn it at home as a living. For others, there's individuals who are more, they have bigger aspirations. They want to have 10-man crews, 20-man crews, 50-man crews. There's individuals who want to franchise. That now is going to require a different set of rules than the solopreneur, the self-employed individual. So let's break that down. We understand now to grow, to make this company run more efficiently, you need systems in place. Now, what are systems? What does systems do for you? We understand that systems is what keeps your business moving smoothly. They are basically the formula to running your operation. It's your cookie cutter recipe. It's your secret sauce for McDonald's. It's the secret cocaine ingredient for Coca-Cola. What are those systems that you have in place that allows you to, hey, if there's an issue, you know where to turn to? What's that secret structure, sequence, order to keep your business in operations? Those are what systems are. Systems is what you write down to handle a given task, that said task. Now, if we are online drop shipping, if we are sales, we have systems in place how to initiate a call, follow up with a call, close a call, referral call. Cool. Systems is very difficult, or it's not as common when you go to a hard skilled industry. What's a hard skill? We understand hard skill is a physical task. It's completing something physical. It's the key component. It's the backbone of that company. So if you're an electrical contractor, the backbone of that company to keep that company alive is you need to do electrical work. If you are a plumber, it's doing plumbing work. If you are a framer, it's building things. If HVAC, it's keeping things cool, heated, and HVAC ducts. A hard skilled industry is what the majority of us here today. We're plumbers, we're contractors, we're skilled trades, we're septic tank installers. We need to physically perform work. That is what hard skills are. Soft skills, on the other hand, is what we need to keep our business running smoothly, removing all the little things that take away from our hard skill. For example, that's where communication, customer care, scheduling all comes into place. It's the systems, it's the order of operation, it's the sequences that allow us to focus on doing the physical job the right time, the right way, the first time. Hard skills versus soft skills. That's the difference. How can you create systems now for hard skills? How can you create systems now for soft skills in a hard skill dominated industry? That's what we're going to be discussing today. We have yesterday that we were filming a YouTube video, and that's exactly what we got into. And the next coming weeks, we're going to be releasing videos on how to develop those systems. Each one of those breaks it down, and we're going to throw a few alphabets at you, a few letters. For example, hard skills and soft skills, systems. That's what's known as SOPs, standard operating procedures. How are you going to handle XYZ? I'm computer illiterate. I'm done. It's my downfall. I appreciate you. So I see a few of you guys are commenting. A few of you guys asked to jump in. We're going to hold off on those things. We're going to have another 10 minutes before we have some questions come up. All right, guys? So sorry about that. So hard skills, soft skills. We both aspects of our job require systems to be more automated. So with that in mind, we're going to be developing SOPs as well as QCs. SOPs, QCs. Those are the first two types of systems any contract can start developing. So SOPs and QCs are the first two types of systems anybody as a contractor can start developing. You can develop them as yourself, as a solopreneur, self-employed, as a contractor. SOPs and QCs. What are SOPs? SOPs are standard operating procedures. Basically, that's going to tell you day to day what you will be doing for said task. For example, I'm just giving an illustration. It's waking up, getting out of bed. What side of the bed do you walk out of? Your right side or your left side? You walk to the bathroom. You brush your teeth. You use the toilet. You go get dressed. You go to your car. You turn on the ignition. You go get your coffee. You head to the job site. That's SOPs, standard, and you're going to break it down. Per every task, you're going to have an operation. How do you handle this? How do you handle this? How do you handle this? It can be anything from how to get SOPs for material purchasing. When you go to the supply house, you need the list. Where's that list coming from? Did you double check the list? Did you make the order? Did you pick it up? What's the PO name? What's the job name? Get the job. Get the material. Check the material. Head to the job site. SOPs can also be your guys show up at 8 o'clock. They check in. They warm up their vans. They get their job scheduled for the day. Bop, 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 bop. So SOPs for the normal human, for us, can be known as something very tedious. It's literally documenting every aspect of the job, every aspect of your task, so you know what you're doing. So SOPs is very important to follow suit and how to now systemize the hard skill. For example, you ever go to a construction site and throw up wires, run some home runs, and there's no studs up? We understand that would be stupid. Why? Because there's an order of operation. There's a sequence to things. Construction, you have project managers to say, hey, framers go in, fire sprinklers go in, plumbing, electrical, pop, 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 pop. There's an order of operation on how to handle said task, right? And now, what do you have to do after you have SOPs? Well, now, if you have a book, if you have something that you're supposed to take care of, you have to make sure people are going to be following suits. You have to make sure people are going to now follow the SOPs. That's where quality control comes in, your QCs. So now you have your SOPs. You have your bop, 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 bop. You know what you're doing. You know what your job is for the day. You know what your guys are going to be doing. Now you have your quality control to make sure that that aligns and everything that everyone's doing aligns with the SOPs. So now we want to develop our QCs. And for a lot of people in their SOPs, the last line is quality control is the next system, which is quality control. And that just reinforces everything that they did during the SOP stage. That is developing systems. Now, once again, that goes back to it can be very tedious. It's very time consuming. Literally thinking about everything you do. Write it down. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the key, though. The more you fine tune your SOPs, the more smoother your business will be. For example, there's people who actually have it down to a timing point where, hey, if you do this, should take roughly 10 minutes. Let's give you 5 minutes grace period, 15 minutes. You can literally break down your entire task. That's very, very impressive if you can do it. The more you fine comb your SOPs, the more smooth your company will run more smoothly. So fine comb those SOPs, be as detailed as you can. What's so useful, what's so important about those SOPs is when you have that book, you're now able to duplicate yourself. You're now able to replicate yourself in the sense where if you have a new employee, you give him, boom, the book. He now knows every single thing he has to do. Every issue that comes up, he knows how to respond to it. Every job task, he knows how to close out a job. Every invoice that comes in, he knows how to send it to it. You have those SOPs so you can be able to replicate yourself. And now it's good training opportunities for you and your team. Now we're going into soft skills. Soft skills. Just like hard skills, you have your SOPs and you have your QCs. You have your standard operating procedure. And it can be the same thing. You want to fine comb your SOPs. You want to be in a business where your office manager comes in. She already has the schedule for the guys. She sends the guys off to their job. She starts calling the homeowner. Hey, our technicians just left. They should be at your house at XYZ time. The job finishes. Hey, call the contact back. Hey, we just completed your job. Was there everything to your liking? Was there any issues that we can work on? If there's issues, cool. She goes to this page where it tells you how to handle a disgruntled customer. Bop, 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 bop. Now you flip back. Oh, this job was actually very good. Cool. We go 2 pages over. How do you handle a customer who enjoys their work? Say thank you, get a referral, get a recommendation from them, go to the next page. Then at the end of it, you follow up with and close out your job on any CRM you use. Now, just like SOPs, you need to quality control. You have to make sure you call that to everybody. Make sure you closed out every job. Let's say you did all of that and you forgot to send the invoice. QC, less step. I got the referral. I didn't send the invoice. Send the invoice. You follow up, pop, pop, pop. Now your QC is working hand in hand with your SOPs. That is very important. So remember, the more you go over your SOPs, you fine comb it, you go over all the details related to the job, to the sequence, and then you have quality controls to make sure there's nothing falls through the gap. Then you have systems. How do you develop systems? How do you do this? It's about taking time out of your day as the owner and documenting every single thing you would do and your experience with your team, communicating with them to see what do they do to get the job done the right way. So we want to make sure that we do that. And that's how you develop systems for a hard skilled industry. Hard skills has their own SOPs. Your field guys, your office staff has their own SOPs. Both of them have QCs, and you make sure they communicate with each other. Because once again, how does a office staff know when to call the customer for a review? What if she calls before the guys are done with the job? The homeowner is going to be like, what the heck are you talking about? You guys are still here cleaning up. So once again, there's an order of operation. How you dictate that order of operation, you as a business owner, that's your responsibility. So if you need help developing SOPs, I already have a formula, what I'm doing for mine. I already have a systems book. I already have for my hard skills and my soft skills. So I can help you develop those if you guys need that. If you guys think that's interesting, let me know. If you have any questions, concerns, let me know as well. But that's basically how do you develop systems for a hard skill industry. Hard skills, soft skills, both have standards operating procedures. Then you have QCs to follow up. What's beautiful about that moving forward is now what's so interesting is when you have these systems, you can now, like I mentioned before, replicate yourself, develop others in your team, because now you want them to be able to grow. When your team grows, you're not grinding every day. Remember, you as a business owner, you want to focus on your growth, not just the grind. Grinding and hustling can only get you so far. Remember, there's so much time in the day. You can only do so much throughout the day where you have to be able to now dedicate time for your growth. The best way for the growth is to replicate yourself with the team that you have. Figure out their love languages. Hey, you have SOPs, have one guy in charge running point for your hard skills. That's your PM, that's your foreman. Have him run with it. The second, off skills, office manager. Have her run everything, delegate the task. You train these 2 guys to do your task. Now you start buying your time back. That's the value of systems. When you hire somebody new, give them your book. This is how we operate. This is our company culture. This is how you grow. That's how you replicate yourself. That's how you duplicate yourself. That's how your business starts growing. And then it's just a matter of how many people do you want to hire? How big do you want to grow? Because with those systems, you're just replicating yourself. And the more safeguards you have, the more people you have communicating with each other, the more systems and quality control checkpoints because as you grow, so do unforeseen occurrences come up. As long as you have those quality controls, if this happens, this is how you react. If this issue pops up, this is how you handle it. And here's the thing. As you grow your standard operating procedures, you start learning new things. Hey, not every job is going to be perfect. So how do you handle a disgruntled customer? That's now an SOP. You understand? She was not happy. That's a page in itself. This person's happy. That's a page in itself. Do you think in my book, my SOPs, if I have a customer pissed at me, we messed up her house. Let's say I blew open some walls. I made Swiss cheese everywhere, dust everywhere. Homeowner's pissed. Do you think I'm going to go to my SOP and go, all right, ask for a review from the homeowner now? Is that the best time to do that? I want to know from you guys. Is that the best time to ask a homeowner for a review? Hey, I would really appreciate if you give me a nice review when the homeowner's pissed. That's not the best time, true? What is? We can go to page 2 and go how to resolve an issue. Hey, speak to the customer. I don't know about you guys, but in my business, what I learned, so I work with Patrick Bet David, and whenever he does something for us, I'm like, dang, I got to put that in my book now. For example, I have a flower shop in my town. I have edible arrangements, an account. And whenever a good thing or a bad thing happens, so for example, in my SOPs, when it comes to customer care, if I have a disgruntled customer, I know to send edible arrangements. And usually 9 times out of 10, it's a wife who's not happy with us. It's a wife who's like, oh my God, look at this mess and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? Always helps. 9 times out of 10. I had one customer who was pissed that nothing could have fixed it. But guess what? You get some chocolate covered strawberries, you get a little bouquet of flowers, and you say, I'm sorry I left a bad impression. Hopefully this can sweeten the deal. You do that. And then most importantly, you go back and you fix the work. You take it on the chin. If you blew someone's wall out, guess what? That's part of the job. That's part of contingency. You fix it up. But then you have that SOP to handle the customer. And we say, hey, we know we upset you. Hopefully this can sweeten the deal. And it's a card and we have an account. Office manager, she goes, oop, bad review. Boop, boop, boom, send it. Next thing you know, customer is happy. They said, and they'll leave a review. Yeah, they messed up my house, but they did everything they can to fix it. And then they said a lot of party guests can't wait to work with them again, because at the end of the day, you're taking accountability. Customers hate when there's an issue and there's nobody to speak to. You have to be able to be in a position where you can now take something on the chin, remedy it, and then work with them. But there's an SOP for that. There's standard operating procedures, how to handle disgruntled customers. A happy customer. Let's say you do something good. What's the next way you can do? You ask them for a review. Now you have something credibility because you know referrals go longer, help you out in the long term. So you want to make sure you have things like that. SOPs also, and one of my things I have, if you notice anything at the house, let the office know. Oh yeah, you have to be accountable by taking accountability. It's 2 portions. So accountability, that's a big one. What I love about our SOP when it comes to noticing the homeowner, there's times where, for example, last week we had a homeowner who said, my son graduated high school, and they left the sign. You know, they have little signs out in the yard with the kid with the cap and gown. And we just sent the $50 Starbucks card. And we just say, hey, welcome to the real world. First round's on me. And it's just a coffee cup, getting them ready for the workforce. It's little things like that you want to be able to have and documents for. So guess what? If I'm not in the office, my office manager goes, hey, we found out it's the homeowner's birthday. They know how to operate. Hey, it's their son's graduation. They know how to operate. Hey, we noticed this. We damaged some walls. They know how to operate. There's SOPs for everything you guys can do in your own electrical business, plumbing business, HVAC business. That now doesn't even have to do anything with the business itself. Remember, I'm an electrician. I don't know what that is. That all falls under soft skill. That all falls under leadership. That all falls under being a business owner. All right. It's your reputation is on the line. The more you fine comb these standard operating procedures, the better you're going to be in business. That was my 25 minutes of rant, guys. Appreciate you sticking around. Once again, if you guys want some one-on-one, we can work together. I can give you some examples. Let me see. I'm going to look for my camera. My book. Do I have my book with me? Yeah. Give me 2 seconds, guys. So sorry, guys. Let me show you this stuff. So I have my own book where I keep all my notes, literally from this month's goals, everything that I'm going to be working on. And last week, there's an individual, I don't think he's on. His name is Isaac. And I went out with lunch with him last week. And we were talking about systems development. We're taking notes on systems. And literally, nope, I'm going to write a book on systems. So that's that. Let's see. Boom. So I printed this out for him to show him my systems, what I use for myself. So this is my routine. So basically, if my wife needs me at any point and she finds this, she knows exactly where I'm at. Because once again, working with PBD, what I learned in life, at a certain level, there's no more guessing. I can't be guessing what I'm going to be doing for tomorrow. I need my life structured already. I have to get more boring in my life. The same when it comes to business. As long as you have a systems in place, But for example, this was my system. So I don't know if you guys can see. Monday to Friday, 7 o'clock, I'm getting up, 8 o'clock, I call my guys, Lou. 8:15, I'm calling Emily. So for example, it's like 8 o'clock to 8:15. Speak with Lewis about the plan for the day, the teams, and ensure they have all necessary updates, resources, and safety measures. So do my safety meetings with my guys, make sure they have everything that they need. Their vans are running 100%, make sure that they're safe. 8:15 to 8:30, call Emily to go over the jobs for the day, pending items that we didn't finish the day before, ensure everything is in place for a smooth operation for the day. Please contact Lou if there's any issues or changes to the schedule. Boom. 8:30 to 9:30. Prepare meetings and recaps for the end of the day. So basically, when the jobs are done at the end of the day, I just say it's done, ready to send in. But that's like basically my mornings. Then I have my afternoons. Then I have my evenings. And then I have that for every day. So Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, I have the same outline. Tuesdays, Thursdays, I have the same outline. But that's one way of creating systems for yourself. So that's a way you can do it. And then in my other office, I have my book, my binder for my SOPs, hard skills, and my SOPs for my soft skills. And that's where I have it in my office where the guys can check in. But yeah, just exciting to see all those things come to fruition. Once again, it's the boring, tedious thing. It's sitting down, writing things down. Of course, you can have someone to write it down. The better to do this with a team, I always say, because your team is the ones who are doing it. So I learned I had to operate my systems with my team because, to be honest, I didn't have the systems when I started. I was just winging everything. When I started getting employees, they started doing everything. They started winging it because I didn't know how to keep them accountable. So we developed the systems for themselves, and that's what they've been using. But yeah, things like this is how you keep your systems in order. You need to know what you're going to be doing every time of the day. There's timestamps: 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8, 8:15, 8:30, 9:30, 11, 11:30, 12. At this point, my life is boring. I don't know any downtime I have because every time. And then in my book, I also write right there, find leaks, bottlenecks to tweak daily. So even though I have a system for my life, I have systems for hard skill, soft skill, it's a constant battle. Remember what I said, you have to fine comb that. You have to literally update that as you go. Because if you figure out, hey, I got a block of time here, I got a block of time there, what are you going to do? You got to fill it up, make it a system so everybody can follow suit with it. So you can make systems for all aspects of life. Family, you can make it for personal life, hard skills, soft skills, business. Yeah, it's all up to you how you delegate all of that task. And then once again, you can start replicating yourself when you offset those tasks or roles to somebody else. Now you've got that time block. Like when I have those meetings with my team, now they have their SOPs to follow up through the day, customer care, call the customers. Now all those things that I offsetted to Emily, now I have that hour free. I don't need to worry about that. I can now spend 8:30 to 9:30 doing the recaps, preparing the documents for the day so I can send over some invoices. And then Emily fills it in as she goes with the job recaps. That's exactly what systems are all about. When you have systems and you start delegating tasks to other people, you start buying out those little chunks of time. It's not the whole 8-hour day. No, it's, hey, from 9 o'clock to 9:45, that one task is going to now give you time for free. What I do with that 45 minutes is up to me. I can use that 45 minutes to spend time with the kids in the morning. I can go do another job. So now my profit goes up because I'm tackling more work while they're doing that. Or I can go to the gym. I can now better myself. Whatever you do with that free time is where exponential growth happens. So you want to make sure you keep all those things in mind. But I went over time. I wanted to just go over that quickly with you guys. Now I open up the floor to you guys. Do you guys have any questions, concerns? But that is basically how you can create systems in a hard skill industry. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Let me know if you guys have any questions, concerns. Let me know down below. I'm going to answer some questions. If you guys want to jump on live, feel free to. I'm going to start letting some people in. I know I had 2 people request. I don't know if they're still on. We have Get Lit. Let's see if he's going to jump on. If not, sorry, brother. I made you wait. But if you guys have any questions, concerns, feel free to jump on. Okay. You're still on, brother. Appreciate you. How are you today?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you. The same here. The same here.
I don't know, but maybe 3 or 4 weeks now. I'm catching here and there.
Oh, appreciate you. Oh, man, that means a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And so lots going on, as you know, across the board in the industry.
Yep. It's big time. Big time. It's going to be fun.
But, yeah, it's wild right now. I'm just not sure how well you can hear me. Heading back from Sedona.
Okay, you're California then?
No, Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. Okay, nice out there too, though.
Sedona was 70 degrees, 80 degrees today.
Ooh, that no humidity, dry heat.
Little humidity up there. It's more green. But I'm just getting back into Glendale. I think, what is it, 105?
Okay.
110 now.
Okay, nice. That must have been nice. Yeah, over here we had no humidity this week. It was pretty nice.
What state you in?
I'm in Connecticut. I'm on the East Coast.
You're way over there.
Yeah, so it's 9:30 at night over here.
Okay. Yeah, one of my good buddies is over in Boston.
Okay, cool. Yeah, right there in backyard. Which one? Figs?
Massachusetts, North Shore.
North Shore. Okay, nice. Good to know. Oh, man. Good group of guys.
They're pretty soon, too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You coming to visit or moving out?
No, he's going to be starting there. I'll be coming out to visit for sure.
Huh. Interesting. Oh, man. No, we'll have to get together because that's only like 2-3 hours for me.
Nice. Yeah, I'm going to try to catch you when you come out to Cali.
Please. Yeah, I'll be there in September. Are you going to RE or anything?
I would like to. We'll see what's going on.
Okay, cool.
So I gotta get off of the calendar, start making things happen, the whole system and process.
There you go. Yeah, that's what makes it so that.
How long have you been running your business?
Come again?
How long have you been running your business?
6 years now.
Okay, yeah, I'm going on my 7th.
Okay, exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Are you?
Like I said, it's all learning experience. I jumped over that cliff, man, and I built this on the way down, like most of us do.
Yeah, exactly. And then like I said in the beginning, I feel like so many of us are still struggling with PTSD. You still wake up in the middle of the night. You're like, ah. Yep. Too funny.
Running a business is not for the weak.
Correct.
On the flip side, any of you guys out there that are thinking about running a business, again, it's not for the weak. It takes your heart, it takes your dedication. If you're looking for a weekly paycheck,
Yep. No, it's true. And what I appreciate even more about business is, I think I talked about it with a few individuals, is like 1 out of 10, we understand like only the 1% jump into business. But even within that 1% business, there's tiers to it. There's like the solopreneur, the self-employed, or you can grow it all the way up. So even within that 1% bracket, there's still different levels to it. Depending on what level you want to go to requires a different set of rules every step you go. So just because you jump into business doesn't mean you're going to be successful. If you want to grow, now you got to get uncomfortable again within that tier, which now the levels even through the roof.
Yes. Yeah, people don't understand that.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
You guys, somebody else I heard too a couple weeks ago talking about how the trade schools right now are pressing, because as we know, there's a great need for electricians across the board.
Yep.
And I've had trade school. I've been having a lot of the community colleges. A lot of them are starting the trade schools now.
Yep.
And I had a lady actually last week. I was on an interview with her, and she's like, "We want you to come in and teach." And I was like, "Well, number one," I said, "What are you telling these kids? We're telling them 60, 70,000. Why?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't lie to them, because you're gonna upset them.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna come in and they gotta pay the price.
Yep.
Just because they got the book smarts, there's so much they gotta learn.
Exactly. And then you forget that first 2 years, you're just a grunt labor.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
That's why so many people. I was talking to some people and we discussed that when they were saying like, we got to make the trade sound cool to get new people in. I said, if you make it cool, they're going to come in, but then they're not going to want to stay because you misled them.
No.
You got to be genuine up front. Let them know what's coming in with, the good, bad, and ugly. And then hopefully the ones who stay are the quality ones who stay. But if you say, hey, guys, it's cool. What we said was being in an attic mid-July ain't cool. It's like, who wants to be in that crawl space mid-July, mid-August? Nobody.
That's my right now too. This next wave of electricians is they're all coming in. We already know the hour which we live. They're so just what's the word?
Which one? There's a lot for them.
Well, they expect everything here and now.
Oh, entitlement.
Like, I'm poor. I showed up, so I deserve this.
Yeah, you're lucky I showed up.
Yeah, I was lucky I showed up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you owe me $200 for the day.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I remember when it was like you showed up to the job site on time. That means you were still late. You were supposed to get there 20, 15 minutes before, so you're ready to work at 8.
But yeah, it's so I see that coming right now. I'm glad you guys kind of mentioned that too a few weeks ago, because I see that, and we somehow, some way, all of us in the industry, we got to bring the truth to all of it. Otherwise, that's it.
That's why
we're sitting here playing games with all these people, and it's not going to be fun.
And that's why when we started the school, we first started the school set, and our company mission was to empower the next generation. But we changed that like 2 weeks in, and we said, now we're going to empower generations, because we got to empower our current generation so they can bring in the next generation. Because if you just go to a crappy contractor, they're not going to want to stay with you. So we got to fix ourselves before we can actually help others. So that's why 2 weeks in, we recognized we had to change that mission statement real quick, because people are like, I don't want to put up with those people now. And I'm like, that's good. We might have to change this, No,
like you said, and this whole thing is a growing experience, even myself, because we have to be 10 steps ahead of our employees.
Yep.
And I failed in that arena many times, like you said, just winging it. And I had my guys coming in and winging it. Yep. Alan, if you're on here, he's still on here too. Alan worked with me. He knows. A great electrician, but because I didn't have the standards and processes set in place properly, I left everybody to themselves, wondering and guessing, like, hey, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah. And that's what I love about the construction culture, because there are individuals who take advantage of the system. But that's every industry. Every industry. You go anywhere, people are going to milk it. But there are genuinely guys out there in the blue collar trade that I love, that they will quit a place if they're not getting challenged enough. There's guys who go, you don't have enough work for me. I respect you. I'm just going to go somewhere else, because they want to work.
Yes. And I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, me too. That's actually impressive. Those are golden guys. Yeah.
But it's a two-edged sword, because we can look at it in the positive way, like, hey, I really need to get my crap in order. I just lost a good guy.
Yep. I agree.
And so, yeah, there's a lot to it. But no, this whole structure, because this is something we need as a community in the industries with the blue collar across all the trades, is we have to link together across the United States, because, I don't know what it's like in Connecticut, but, you go to a job, we have a service rate. What we need to make sure our guys are paid, the company's prospering and moving forward, and we can take care of our customers 100% like we're supposed to.
Yep.
But you go and give somebody the bill or the quote, and they're looking at you like, you're charging me more than a damn lawyer.
Yep. It's true.
Well, then again, it's like, we're more important than a lawyer.
Yeah, we have to.
Something like this is going to be very powerful across the United States. If we can really get electricians and tradespeople on the same page, to where it's not being dumbed down, and we're making the standard, and we're saying, hey, look, we're in it to win it. We're in it to serve and to give our best. We want to give the highest quality of service. We want to make sure our families, our communities are taken care of. We're not burning nobody down. We're making sure you're all safe.
Yep.
But that needs to be the heartbeat of this.
Exactly. Yep.
Unfortunately, it's been about making the money and all the extra nonsense.
Amen. You hit on the head. Did you ever get to see the origins of blue collar? How do I say that? The origins of the phrase blue collar. So back in the 1920s, 30s, blue collar individuals, contractors, electricians, plumbers, we all had white shirts, just like doctors and lawyers. But we kept getting our clothes dirty from work. And back in the day, you can wash your clothes, but the stains wouldn't come out. Right. So they said, hey, to cover this up, let's just make our clothes navy blue. That's where blue collar came from. It still had the same prestige as a doctor and a lawyer. It's just say, hey, aesthetically, we can't be walking around with soiled clothes. Let's just make our clothes darker. Yeah. So blue collar and white collar had the same prestige 80 years ago, 90 years ago, 100 years ago. It was just the time. And now blue collar just grew its own stigma. They think it was like, you weren't good enough to be white collar. Now you demoted to blue collar. No, we did that just so our clothes wouldn't stay dirty. If you got that stain mark or that mustard stain from the day before eating that hot dog, just so it wasn't there the next day.
Yeah, at the end of the day, well, and I both know there's no difference between you and myself and a surgeon. Yep.
You're a surgeon for the field.
Obviously, they're skilled in slicing up a human body, but we're skilled in slicing up a hole.
Yep. Exactly.
And they respect that. A lot of surgeons I talk to, they understand and they respect that 100%.
Oh yeah. Well, COVID just proved that when it came to the essential workers. Mm-hmm. That just proved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. How many people just sat at home like, hey, that's it?
Yep. Exactly.
I was out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I had people to take care of. Were they going to stay home and put on a mask and hide?
And not only that, I think so many people's business grew during that time.
Oh, I was busy as all heck.
Yeah, that was good times.
Busy as all heck.
Yeah,
and we had one or two customers where I showed up at their door with no mask, and they were like, "Back out, get away from my house."
Yeah. But on top of that, it was perfect.
Why didn't you call me in the first place?
There was no more traffic. Also, That was the best part.
Who called me to your house in the first place?
The only hangout spot was Home Depot, I remember. Everybody was there, dude.
That was everywhere.
Yeah. But appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you 100%, brother. Definitely, we'll catch up.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me on the live.
Always.
Definitely, every chance I get, I'll be on these.
Please.
Jumping in. I appreciate all the wisdom, man.
Appreciate you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much, brother. Be safe, okay?
You too, man. Have a good night.
You too. That was nice getting to meet him. So that was Get Lit Electric, based out of Arizona. But yeah, everybody, appreciate everybody for jumping on this Tuesday evening. Don't want to keep up more of your time. I know you guys just getting back home on the East Coast, on the West Coast, East Coast. I appreciate you guys staying with us. But that's how we discussed today. Once again, we're on Instagram Live, but we're also on YouTube Live. So if you guys want to look up this video, recap the video, head over to our YouTube. We just hit and passed 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you guys want to learn more, if you guys want to participate, ask questions, replay this video, take any snippets from it so you can develop your own systems. It's on YouTube. It's recorded. So if you guys want to develop systems in a hard skill industry, head over to our YouTube, replay the video. Let me know what you guys want to do. If you guys want to talk personally, how we can help each other out, I can show you my personal systems books, as well as my QC books, SOP books for my hard skill, as well as our soft skill for my office staff. Feel free to reach out. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. I appreciate you. And you guys are doing awesome. This has just been a nice opportunity to keep growing with you guys. If you guys need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask. If you guys have any questions, concerns, comment down below, comment on YouTube, or just send me a DM, all right? But everybody else, have a good night. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'm going to stay on for the next 2 minutes just in case anybody has any questions that they may have. So don't hold yourselves up if you guys have to head out. Appreciate you guys. Bum, 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 bum.